Okay, so re the whole Matt and Abby situation. I used to work on a cruise ship, and let me just say that there are hundreds of people that have access to your room at any and all times.
TikTok people, Matt and Abby, who are very controversial, have landed themselves in very hot water, and it's definitely not the first time. Matt and Abby have over 5 million followers on TikTok, and they recently went on a 7-day cruise with their two young children. They booked two cabins, and one parent and one child stayed in each cabin. It has been alleged that Matt and Abby left their children in the cabins while they went out for dinner. So, one child in each cabin. So, not even together. Not that that would make it any better. Yes, you heard that right. They went to dinner and left the children in the cabins by themselves. These children are only toddlers, 1 and 2 years old. They watched the children whilst they were eating dinner through FaceTiming a baby monitor. And this was all done so they could eat their dinner in peace. This is absolutely wild.
If you guys have not seen Abby's Instagram story where she talks about how they went on a cruise with their kids and decided to start making their dinner reservations after kid bedtime and just taking monitors with them to go to the restaurant and leaving their kids in the suite on a cruise ship alone. Obviously, not enough people take true crime seriously because they have clearly never heard of Madeleine McCann, who was literally stolen from her parents' hotel room while they sat across the street eating dinner, none the wiser. This is wild to me. This is wild. I definitely am not a person who likes to judge how people, like how they parent their kids, but this is actually really unconscionable to me that you would leave your kids alone in the room. And if you couldn't have an enjoyable experience on a cruise with your kids, like I don't want to take my kids on a cruise. This just looks so bad. It really looks so bad. And it's terrifying. Like, what happens if you come back from eating dinner and you have no idea how your kids are doing? How long, if there was an emergency, would it take you to get back to the room? Like, this kind of stuff I find totally wild. What do you think?
Why would you take a baby monitor on a cruise ship? Traditionally, baby monitors are used when you are at home and you are in a different room and you take it from the kitchen to the front room or whatever, so that when your child is generally in their bedroom asleep, then if they cry or they wake up, you can look on the monitor and ascertain, whether you need to go there or not. I mean, don't get me wrong, kids wake up, but they don't always need your attention. So I've got to ask, why are you taking this baby monitor on a cruise ship? Surely, when your kids are in the room, you're going to be in the room with it. Well, at least that's what you would think, isn't it? So to me, it sounds pre planned that they were going to leave these kids in the room on their own at some point. I could be 100% wrong, but that's just how it appears to me, and that is my opinion.
Influencer couple Matt and Abby are currently under fire for leaving their 1 and 2 year old unattended on a cruise ship. So Abby posted this on her Instagram story last night. She said, "So we ended up taking them for 5 nights and it became apparent that they weren't enjoying it, therefore we weren't either." She's referring to the kids club on the cruise. "So then we switched our dinner time to after their bedtime and FaceTime the monitors while we ate. Baby monitors don't work on board unless you're like 10 feet away." People were quick to be like, "Wait a minute, you're saying that you didn't even have the baby monitor on, you were FaceTiming the baby monitor, and you left your 1 and 2 year old in a room alone on a cruise ship so you could go get dinner."
And Abby are on a Norwegian cruise ship, and I have been on many cruises with Norwegian, and I can tell you that they have free dining, which means that when the dining room opens for the evening meal, say at 5:30 and shuts at 10. You can go any time in those hours and you don't need to reserve a table or anything. You just walk in, say table for two, for however many there are of you, and then you sit down and eat your food. The point of saying that is Abby's parents were on this cruise as well. So if they were so desperate to enjoy a meal together, why weren't Abby's parents watching the kids, one in each room, while Matt and Abby went and enjoyed their dinner? Because surely that would make much more sense, wouldn't it?
And I get parents needing alone time, but like at the same time, your kids are 1 and 2, and there's so many bad things that happen. You're on a cruise ship, you don't know people, you're leaving them in a room unattended. Yes, you're FaceTiming the baby monitor, but you're on a cruise ship, there could be lagging, you could miss something, it's a lot. It's a lot. So many things could have gone wrong, and I get why people are upset. Others have pointed out the fact that so many kids have gone missing and been taken even when their parent is right there with them. So many things happen, so many bad things. So leaving your 1 and 2-year-old unattended in a room while you are away getting dinner, and it wasn't like, oh, we grabbed something and came right back. Like, they sat down to dinner. So, and FaceTiming a baby monitor is wild. It is wild. And people are making a good point. Like, why would you leave your 1 and 2-year-old unattended with no adult? Like, so many things could happen. They are not self-sufficient. Wild.
And not only that, if the parents, didn't want to commit to that for the 7 nights of the cruise, there is a babysitting service on a cruise ship. So why didn't they use that then instead of watching their kids on a monitor? It just doesn't make any sense, at least to me.
Matt and Abby have yet to address the controversy around their decision to leave their 1 and 2-year-old children alone in a cruise ship room so that they could go out to dinner alone. They put the kids down for bed, set up baby monitors and FaceTime, and headed to dinner, and then openly posted about it. There were so many other concerning things that could have happened. What if there had been a fire or some sort of lockdown where they literally could not get back to their kids? What if an employee had went in there for some reason and done the unthinkable?
It's absolutely disgusting that they allegedly did this. But what I'm most flabbergasted about is the fact, like she said, that they posted it on social media. Are they insane? Because they don't seem a sound mind to me to think that that would be a good idea to post it. Obviously, it's not a good idea to do it in the first place, but to put it on social media, my God, I think they need some serious help.
If you're a parent, you know how quickly kids can get into things. What if they had woken up and started going through their bags and ingested something dangerous?
The amount of things that could go wrong for those two small children is unfathomable. What if they wake up? How are Matt and Abby going to get to them? Are they just going to watch whatever horror play out on a monitor? Now, as I said, I have been on lots of Norwegian cruise ships, and I don't know, obviously, what cabin they were in. So I don't know how far away they were from the dining room. But however long could be too long. And the dining rooms are usually in the same places on cruise ships. But it can still take you a while to get to the dining room. So how on earth did they think they were going to be able to get there to do anything if something happened? And you've just got no idea what a 2-year-old is going to do when it wakes up and finds its parent or parents not there. A 2-year-old probably would not be able to reach the door handle to open the door. That I do know. But there are things in there that you can move, like a chair, to actually get to open the door. And all you've got to do is open it a little bit so that the latch is not in the hole, and then get down and move that chair back, and then you could be off. And what are you going to do, Matt and Abby, while your 2-year-old's running around the ship? You're going to be having a mental fit trying to find him. And at the end of the day, you are the ones at fault. And you would get in serious trouble as well if your child got out. And that's like a best case scenario.
And Matt and Abby needed a break, and they thought they were doing something that was safe. But my concern is the fact that this was thought to have been safe, especially after all the years of things like this happening. And the fact that right there it says baby monitors don't work on board unless you're only like 10 feet away, there's a reason for that. I really try not to parent shame, and if you have followed my page, you know that I am very open-minded about things and I can understand different perspectives, but this could have ended so awfully, and my hope is that Matt and Abby really learn something from this and make changes going forward, and that anyone who saw this and thought it wasn't a big deal, I hope that you realize that it is. This ended perfectly. The children are okay, and a lesson can be learned, and that's all we can ask for.
What would happen if someone went into the room? Because there are so many people on a cruise ship that have keys and access to your staterooms that it's unbelievable.
Okay, so re the whole Matt and Abby situation. I used to work on a cruise ship, and let me just say that there are hundreds of people that have access to your room at any and all times. I'm not exaggerating, hundreds. Yeah, and when I was there working, one of the first nights I was there, I went up to someone that also worked there, and he told me that he had been watching me ever since I got on the ship. Not watching in like a cute romantic comedy kind of way. Like no, like he was stalking prey. And I was an employee who would be absolutely noticed missing. So yeah, don't leave your kids alone in your cabin on a cruise.
Was this all put out for rage bait and is not actually true because Matt and Abby have over 5 million followers? Or was it in fact real, and that is why Matt and Abby have deleted everything? So any trace of what they put out in the first place to bring it to people's attention? What do you think? Let me know down in the comments. If you've enjoyed the video, hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you on the next video. Ta-ta for now.